before timing your nolting machine, please make sure that you have spoken to a representative to make sure that your needle is in properly, the machine is threaded properly, and that nothing else could be a problem before you adjust your timing. Should you need to time your machine, this will be the proper sequence of events to do that.
Typically, you're going to want to unplug the machine first. For lighting purposes, I'm going to leave the machine on so that you can see it. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the throat plate. A lot of times you have to push the throat plate up from the bottom instead of prying on the paint. You put the screwdriver underneath and give it a pop with the palm of your hand, the throat plate will come out. Remove the bobbin and bobbin case. Get the thread out of the way. In this instance, the needle is hitting the hook assembly, which is telling us it's out of time. It's hitting right on the hook shield, which is this piece right here. So I need to loosen the 3 screws on the back of the hook assembly. The 3 large screws, this being 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to loosen those. If you've noticed, I'm rotating the thumb wheel to turn the hook assembly so that I can get to the screws. Now I'm going to bring the needle down to its lowest position, but the needle has to go through this oval hole. To make that happen, I'm going to hang on to the hook assembly with one hand, rotate the thumb wheel clockwise. I'm going to bring the needle down to its lowest position, which is called bottom dead center. Now you can look at the lines on the needle bar and you'll see 5 lines. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th line is right in the edge of the bushing. When that happens, you should be able to see half the eye to the whole eye of the needle through the front of the hook assembly. With the needle down at bottom dead center and you can see all 5 marks, rotate the thumb wheel clockwise and raise it 1 mark. Now that you're at the 4th mark, you're going to rotate the hook assembly and get the sharp hook point, which is right here. You're going to set that right behind the needle. It's going to be in the scarf of the needle. And you want it so close to the needle that it looks like it's touching, but not pushing on the needle. And then tighten the 1 screw you can reach. Just snug it up. Now we're going to make sure that all 3 screws are tight. After we've rotated the thumb wheel both directions to make sure the needle clears. We'll tighten all 3 screws as tight as we can tighten them. And you want to make sure they're tight. If not, you'll be retiming over and over again. It's also important, if you've moved the hook assembly in or out on the shaft to set it, that this positioning finger right here typically is only in about 1/3 of the way. Your thread actually slips through there as it sews, and you can adjust that by loosening it on the bottom side and pull it in or out as needed. Now we're going to reassemble, put the throat plate back on, make sure that it's tight, and then we're going to test run the machine to make sure our timing's on. The countersunk side is always up, so the screws sit in flat and don't catch your thread. You want to make sure that you have the bobbin and bobbin case in when you start so the thread doesn't catch down in the hook assembly. And now we're going to test it to see if it skips stitches or anything.
And that's how you time any of the Nolting long arm machines. Please contact Nolting if you have any other questions. Thank you for watching.